Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Let me start off by saying that my channel has grown faster than I anticipated. I figured that maybe like 10 or 15 people might subscribe, but it's been 5 months and I'm almost at 600 subscribers. So I'm getting more than 100 per month. I had no idea that would ever happen. And for the amount of subscribers that I have, I'm getting a lot of emails. And if it's a quick question, I answer it right away. But sometimes I get these super long emails that take 10 minutes to read, and since you put so much effort into writing them, I want to put the same effort in my reply, but I feel bad because I just can't. I don't have the time, and for that, I'm really, really sorry. And same goes for the comments. Some comments I get are super, super long, and I just can't respond to everything, and I'm trying really hard not to feel guilty about it because I appreciate the support so much, and I want to give it back individually, but it's not easy. So that being said, I wasn't sure what today's topic would be. I had a couple of ideas on what to do, and I like to do them in somewhat of a chronological order, in the way that you might experience certain behaviors. But sometimes the universe has a way of making me pick one topic. So today, a friend of mine said, I saw your ex-boyfriend looking a hot mess, and I think he has a new girlfriend. So she took a picture and sent it to me, and it was the two of them standing outside a car wash, like waiting for the car to come out. And I just assume it's his new girlfriend, and I assume it's her car because he doesn't have one. And he was wearing sweatpants, and his hair wasn't combed, and he looked like a mess. And she looked like she just came out of the gym. And if you remember, I mentioned that he hated when I wore gym clothes, and he hated when I wore my hair in a ponytail. He hated when I didn't wear makeup. So I'm going to assume that this is the idealization phase where she can do no wrong. But just wait. So today's topic will be about your partner's next relationship. All narcissistic relationships follow the same pattern: idealization, devalue, and discard. And sometimes there will be no rhyme or reason to who they date after you, because most people have a type. And more often than not, they have a type as well that they're attracted to, but that doesn't always translate to who they date. They date people who they feel can provide them with some sort of narcissistic supply. Either it's someone who they feel can give them things like money and transportation and food and different things like that. Or sometimes it's someone who can help with their social status. They live a parasitic life, and they consciously might think that they like somebody, but it's not real. They choose their partners based solely on their ability to give them some sort of supply. And this girl looked so innocent, and I'm almost worried for what she's getting herself into. So there's a phenomenon known as the hedonic treadmill, and this can sort of be applied to everyone, but it's really evident in someone with a personality disorder. We get pleasure and temporary happiness out of new things, but after the novelty wears off and we get used to these things, we sort of revert back to our default setting. So for example, my best friend suffers from depression, and she always feels that the key to happiness is around the corner. So she's constantly changing her job and buying things and dating different people and thinking about all these things that will make her happy. So she'll date someone, she'll think that this guy is the best thing ever, and then she'll fall back into her depression again. Or she'll feel miserable at work, and she'll think that her job is the problem, so she'll get a new job, and she'll be so happy for a few months until she realizes that she's not happy working there anymore. She's always chasing happiness, or what she perceives will give her happiness. And she goes through that cycle of idealization, devalue, and discard, but the main difference is she's not abusive. She doesn't do any of these narcissistic abuse tactics. She'll devalue the person in her head, but she'll just break up with him. And that's really an example how a non-abusive person can go through that cycle. She'll revert back to her default, and she'll start chasing something new. She'll just keep chasing the thing that she believes is going to be her ticket to happiness. And what she has yet to learn is that happiness comes from within. You have to create it yourself. And depression can be caused by many things, circumstance, or a chemical imbalance, and in that case, it should be treated like any other disorder is treated by a doctor, with medication if necessary. So the narcissist is on the same treadmill. They're constantly looking for that next thing to mentally stimulate them, and that's why they go through this idealization phase. They really think you're the one, and then they really think the next person is the one. And they'll be on this treadmill forever. So going back to the narcissist's new partner, they will always think that their relationship failed for a particular reason. And they always think that the next relationship is going to be different. It's going to be better. And it might be, but it's very short-lived. They might temporarily change the way they treat this new person, but they never form healthy bonds. So they'll never experience real love. It's also very important to know that when you find out that they've moved on, I know it's difficult to understand, but just try really hard not to be upset. Narcissists follow the same pattern, and they'll never change their behavior. You could be the greatest person in the world, and they will find something wrong with you. And then they'll think that their next partner is the greatest person in the world, and eventually they'll find something that they dislike. They might very well be treating the new partner better than they treated you, but what you're witnessing is the idealization phase. Don't let it get you that upset. They will also probably take their new partner to all the same places that they took you. And they might do the same sort of activities. Nothing is sacred to them. In fact, Robert would tell me, "Oh, I really love this place. I used to take my ex-girlfriend here all the time." I would have a really hard time taking a new partner to a place I used to go with him. But narcissists don't really think that way. Robert is very sentimental, but it doesn't manifest itself the way it would for a regular, healthy person. It's almost like he wanted to recreate his last relationship, maybe in an effort to try to fix it. So he took me to all the same places he took his ex. He even had some of his ex-girlfriend's clothes at his apartment, and he suggested that I wear them. It was very weird. Now, they may or may not parade their new love interest in front of you. And if they do, just understand it is designed to make you upset and designed to make themselves look good. And it's also to boost the ego of their new partner during the idealization phase. It's all extremely calculated. It's really important to get to know yourself and be self-aware. And it's also important to learn how to be your own best company. If you jump right into a relationship, you'll never know if you're doing it because you're lonely or because you really like the person. A narcissist can't analyze or understand this. They jump right into a relationship, and it's a sign of being unhealthy. Normal people take time to work on themselves and understand themselves. The abusive person goes right back into their ways, and they'll never change. The abused person in the relationship, if they become self-aware and realize the situation, they can figure it out and they can learn from it. A narcissist will never do that because they like who they are and they don't see a problem with how they behave towards people. I have 1 or 2 more videos left to do in the Red Flag series and a few more in the general video playlist. But if you have a question or an idea for a video, please leave me a comment or send me an email to overcomingnpdabuse@gmail.com, and I will do my best to make a video for you. Thank you so much for the support, and I will see you guys soon.